Today in the live cattle market, it's a little bit lower. There's a lack of cash trade, and of course, that's really what's been happening the last couple of weeks. Even though we're right here at the middle of the week, it looks like that we won't see any real cash activity until tomorrow or even Friday, and that's really how it's been working. So far, the show list is a little bit smaller, and we need more positive news on demand. On the demand side, really to keep this uptrend moving. That being said, the winter sometimes cuts some of the weights in the cattle. You would think that that might actually give the market a little bit of a push. Now, it was off somewhat today, but not really that much. So that big sell-off on Thursday is like a little check and balance right now, but it hasn't broken through any big support levels to make us think that the long term is going to be really to the downside. Feeders also fell almost to the same amount as the live cattle. The futures are really tied to the grain trade right now, so we're watching to see if feed prices are going to change. So of course, if there's any kind of movement in the grains, they really start to move higher, you're going to see some real pressure on some of these meats, right? So it looks like that the market is really looking for some direction right now. We need to have some real news from the USDA and to give us some reason to keep moving forward. The hogs were steady today. Interestingly enough, it's short-term bearish, long-term bullish. Let's take a look. When we got down to 59 yesterday, that is really just $2 above the low in July. So the market has come all the way back in spite of the fact that we've got African swine fever going on. So it's still, toying, even though it's toying with those contract lows, the swine fever is a huge, bullish component here. If it ever starts to kick in, we can see some big movement. Now, one thing to always remember about the hog market, it has overshot its objective on the upside and the downside so many times in the past year and a half. And of course, it looks like it's done that again now. That being said, maybe the market could push a bit lower to shake out any weak longs and then turn around and have this screaming rally. But it certainly, I venture to say that the hogs are going to have the most opportunity for big movement once this trade resolution comes to pass. At that point, China will definitely, it seems, would tap international markets to start to collect some of that pork, definitely relieving us of the supplies that we've got built up. That would make a huge difference on the market, but I think that could be much more volatile, maybe even than soybeans at the time that actually happens. So we're always watching for that. We're really on our lows here, but the market was kind of steady today in the hogs.